Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Empress. So technically this is your card, right? I mean, it is Venus, but you know, Venus rules Taurus. So this is you all up in your energy and all up in your feels, right? So this week you could be very much in your feelings, but not like in a, I'm in my feels kind of way, more in a like, I'm in my feels, right? So this could actually be a lot more of a lighter and brighter week than you guys have had in a while. And I'm sure you'll be glad for it. So for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, this could be a week of sensuality, sexuality. This is definitely a week to jump on your partner and jump their bones. This is definitely a week for you to tap into that sensual nature of life, that embodied nature of life that you are known for. The Empress kind of suggests that this can be not only an easy week, but it also suggests it can be a very fruitful week as well. There might be some amazing developments that shape up for you this week. And it could just as easily be as well this week that you're tapping into some sort of sense where things are actually easier. They're actually better for you in some way, shape or form. I actually really like this for you. And I think in a lot of ways it's going to give you, I think it's just going to give you a much easier week than you've had in a while. All right. So, I mean, don't forget, we've just come off that powerful new moon, and we've got your eclipse coming up at the next week as well, as next week as of this, after this reading about that, Taurus. So yeah, absolutely. This can be a much easier week. We are heading towards that eclipse season, so get ready for it. So quick announcement. Remember, your 2022 Horoscopes are up and out there for your viewing and purchasing pleasure. For those of you that have bought them so far, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot that you support my work this way. You can get yours in the link in the description box below, or one of those things that floats above my head. You can get your one for $4.99. You can get three for $12.97. That's your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Or you can get all 12 as a bundle for $24.99. So a total bargain. And with that said, I will not advertise them again, I promise. For your actions and options this week, you have the Knight of Cups, right? This is beautiful. This is a really fruitful opportunity or endeavor that's going to show up for you. But more importantly, this could be you enacting an idea, right? So maybe an idea that you have, maybe something that you feel could be lucrative, maybe something that you could just feel that might make your life easier or better. For those of you that are single, for those of you that have someone in your sights that you're kind of a little bit smitten with, this is the week for you to jump in, right? This could literally be you declaring your love, your feelings, maybe even your lust for somebody, right? This could be wonderful for you. And I gotta say, with these two combinations of cards, I feel like you'll be very well received. All right. Now, like I said, whatever ideas you have or things that you want to put into practice, this could be a really good week for you. There's just a really great sense that you're not only being received more like yourself, but you're feeling more like yourself as well. For your communications and conversations, you have the Seven of Cups. So the thing that I will say to you is you can have all the things that you want, just not at the same time, right? This kind of suggests that maybe a lot of the ideas that you have, you're like, well, you know, I've got this and I've got this, I've got this. One thing that I say to people if they're coming up for interviews and stuff, don't give them everything, right? You want to keep a little bit of allure, you want to keep a little bit of mystery, and this is the same way with your ideas or the things that you're communicating. All right, so this week when it comes to your communications or the way that you're showing up or sharing your ideas, take a minute before you, just throw it all out there, or give them everything. You want to make sure that there's room for digestion, and so that, they can come back for more should they choose. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, this week you might have a little bit more on your plate than you care for. And you might be a bit more prone to be like, well, if I get around to it, I get around to it. There might be a little bit too much of an easy breezy nature this week. But you know what? With the intensity that we've been going through of late, I'll cut you some slack and give you a break. And I think this week you might be more interested in enjoying your work than doing your work. All right. So, providing you don't get yourself into trouble, more power to you. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this week, again, if you are going after clients, don't give them everything, right? This is a week where you need to consider not even playing hardball, but just, even if you want to hook in a client, right, you don't give them everything, because if you give people everything on a platter with whistles and bells on, you've got nothing else to offer should they say yes. All right, so this week, keep your wits about you in that regard. When it comes to your those of you that are retired or no longer working, you might be at a loss this week, almost like, what do I do with myself? I need a purpose, I need something to do, I need somewhere to go, or find a way this week for you to enjoy the time that you have. All right, and that really feels like this is not about finding a purpose. It's about just kind of looking and saying, okay, well, there's lots of things I can do, but what is it that I truly want to? For your love and relations, you have the Two of Pentacles, so there could be some interesting conversations about money, finances, and resources in general with a partner this week. It does look like you and your partner might need to get the finances in check. You've got this with the communications as well. So this week, maybe you and your partner aren't seeing eye to eye on the financial outlook, or maybe something that you want to do, maybe somewhere that you want to go. You've got the Knight of Cups there as well. So this could be an idea that you have that maybe your partner's not receptive to, or maybe if you are the more pragmatic one of the two, you're kind of like, okay, we can't really afford this right now, so maybe we're going to have to shelve this plan. And because you've got this Seven of Cups here in the communications, you guys might not necessarily be on the same page. So you're having to really think about the approach to things, right? It's not to say that you can't have these things. It's just that now might not necessarily be the best moment. It's just a case of having the conversation. Now, it is a two, so it is a partnership, which suggests that there's not going to be any arguments. It's literally just a discussion. You might be approaching things from very different viewpoints or very different standpoints. And I actually think in a lot of ways, you'll come to quite a harmonious connection, because it means that you're putting a longer term plan in of some sort. Now, for those of you that are single and looking, I really feel like this week you're likely to be introduced to someone that you're kind of like, and Taurians tend to be quite slow towards everything, right? Whereas this week you could just be like, nah, I'm going to ask them, like, do you want to go for coffee with me? Do you want to go on a date? Do you want to do a Zoom Skype date? Because obviously, some places are in lockdown. I like this. There's a boldness and a frankness here where you are kind of charging after what it is that you want, with that snappy sort of zing. For your money and materials, you've got the King of Wands, right? So this is actually very good for money, because it means that you're getting really proactive about the things that you want this week. It could be that a fire sign male, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius comes in to assist you with your financial outlook. You've got this underneath the Seven of Cups. So this week, I would usually the more information you have, the better. But this week I would err on the side of caution, because if you have too many opinions, sometimes you end up with analysis paralysis. And I kind of feel like that's a potential this week. So listen to your own stuff on the inner planes, or there's at least one person that you can trust. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the King of Wands is your head, your all kind of this whole general area and the top of your jaw. So look after your noggin this week. And then when it comes to your home and environment, this week you could just want a need to kick back, to have some sort of socializing or some party time. And to be honest with you, with the Empress infusing this entire week, I wouldn't blame you, and I would actually say it's probably quite a good use of your time. I think you and your loved ones will probably get a lot out of it. So don't be afraid to have some fun and let loose. Maybe not too loose. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.